How's everybody doing? Today, a little bit of a different type of video. I wasn't going to video anything. I wasn't going to shoot anything today. But then I thought, you know what? For what it's worth, I might as well just turn the camera on. Doesn't hurt, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about what I'm doing with this rifle here. So it's not for everybody. If you have interest in guns, whatever, you may have some interest in what's going on today, and just a little bit of table talk. And today is I'm playing with optics. This different types of optics, but what I'm doing is I'm taking this scope off of this rifle and I'm installing this scope. I'm doing it myself, home gamer kind of thing going on, and nothing spectacular. And then after that, well, I have to go out and shoot it. So first thing I'm doing is I'm changing batteries because I have other optics. And I change my batteries every year. Let's talk about what I have here. And that is a Marlin GBL, 1895 GBL, and it's chambered in 4570. This gun here, I've been building onto this gun for a long time, a little bit at a time, and unfortunately I started building on this gun before I started making videos. So I'm gonna apologize. There's not gonna be any link ups and all that because price changes and some items I don't even remember where I got them. But I'm gonna go. Let's do a quick overview of what it is I have on this bench, what I've done to it so far, and what I'm doing next. So first thing, let's take this scope off, and it's that easy. What I'm going to do is, this is a scope mount here. It's on a attachment system for a picatinny rail, and I'm going to put this optic on here. This is just a cheapo. I had this kicking around. It's just an old Tasco scope, and I threw it on there not knowing if this was something I wanted to do with this gun, but as I'm using it, I'm finding it more and more a lot of fun to use, and it's working out well for me. So I'm going to swap it out for a much better quality. This is a very nice scope. This one here, for those of you interested, is a Bushnell Elite. Very nice optics. So let's take a quick look here. .18.5 inch barrel. Beautiful gun to carry, beautiful gun to shoot. What I've done to this gun so far is I've done the paracord wrap on the loop. I've done I've taken out the safety mechanism, the secondary safety. Right, we have the half cock safety like that, but this gun was fitted with another crossbolt safety. A lot of people hate it. Most people hate it. If you talk to people who have this gun, there's no need for two safeties, and I hated it too. So the way I went around to getting rid of the safety is, once I removed it, I replaced it with what's called a saddle ring. And this here, if you want to add on to it, then you put another lanyard on here. I opted not to because I don't want it to get interfere with the trigger. So the other item that I used is the rail. This top rail here, Picatinny rail. This is a rail that I installed, and the way that works is you have to remove the original iron sights, which is a semi-buckhorn, because it utilizes that dovetail to mount. And quite honestly, this rail, it came from Excess Sight Systems. And I also purchased the iron sights as well. I swapped out the irons, and I went with the ghost ring. and those came from excess sight system as well. And so far, the first thing I noticed when I installed it, because I did it myself, and it's very easy to do. If you like to do things on your own versus always running out to a gunsmith and always buying stuff and just passing it on to the gunsmith, you put it on, you do it, whatever. If you like to do it yourself, like I am, I'm a hands-on kind of guy, right? And when I installed this rail, instructions were clear, and I have to say that the machining was just beautiful. This thing fit on here just absolutely beautifully. Nothing was out of alignment. Screw holes that, like, you do, when you put a screw in and you put a component on and it's just a smidget off, and you have to like kind of force a screw a little bit off to one side to get it started in the threads. There was none of that stuff. Beautiful, beautiful setup. And the fit, I don't know if the camera is gonna pick it up well, but the machining where it cradles the barrel, the top of the barrel, and the breech and all that is just absolutely beautiful fit. So that's basically what I've done, and that rail just opened up the door for me in the sense that I can buy other accessories, and it came in the way of these mounts, these locking mounts. This here, for example, is a Bushnell trophy, and that's just a red dot. So when I install this, you just drop it on the rail, tighten up the levers, that's it, you're off to the races. Now once you zero your mount, your optics, and you remove it, you put it back on. You don't have to go back to the target and keep realigning your sights. It goes on and it's good to go. And I've tried it, and it's true. It's good to go. Well, it's always good enough kind of thing. If it's off, it's not off enough that you actually see it. You as a person, your natural swaying movement of yourself, that's more a factor of being out of alignment than the actual mount. This here were all Amazon purchase. I don't even know what manufacturer this is. It says UTG on it. Like I say, prices and all this kind of stuff, I'm really sorry guys, I can't link up because it's been several years since I put this on. So now this mount here is a little bit different. It's all one piece. This mount, so this mount is separated from this mount. This mount is all one piece. So we're going to take this apart. I'm going to mount this scope. We're going to do the proper eye relief. We're going to do some testing. And I'm going to shoulder the gun multiple times. Okay, I got it all torn apart, and I'm going to discuss a little bit about what's going on with this scope mount. Now this mount, again, Amazon purchase, and I just looked to see if there was a name somewhere so I could tell you guys what manufacturer this is, and there's actually none. So again, my apologies. So I'm just going to do things real loosely and get a feel for it, and if I need to move it to another location, slide the scope back and forth, all this kind of stuff. That's what it's all about here today. Now everything is 100% visual at this point. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the way it is right there. As you're tightening the screws a little bit back and forth, you can actually angle your scope slightly. So it's a very long, tedious process. You have to take your time. If you go through it fast, you may not be happy with the results. A little bit of a fast forward here. All my screws are in, everything's buttoned up, tightened down, and I'm just loving the way it looks. Isn't that a beauty? That's just awesome. And the next step is to get it bore sighted. So it's a visit to the gunsmith. You know what? I'll bring you back out when I'm at the pit. When we fire a few rounds, I'm going to finish off the video with me shooting a few rounds because that's always fun to see. Not forever, but it's fun to see at least a few shots being fired. So I decided to do a little bit of extra here today. I have time on my hands, and I decided I'm going to do the initial bore sighting setup myself right here in the garage, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. To start, you have to remove the bolt. So you need your action has to be an action of a bolt action or a lever action like this, where you have a clear sight down the barrel from the back. Okay? So what you're going to do is you have to secure your gun so it doesn't move. And in my case, it's my vise here, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look down the barrel and I'm going to use my wall. Now I've already set up a level line up. I took a line and I drew a Sharpie line on the wall, and all I'm looking for is windage adjustment. I'm not going to bother with elevation. That's going to be out in the field. So in here in the garage, we're going to do the windage, because it really doesn't matter whether you're shooting high or shooting low. Your windage is the same. It remains the same regardless. So that's what we're going to do today. So that'll get rid of one step out into the field. And I'm going to look down the barrel. I'm going to aim at my line on the wall, and without touching the gun, I'm going to move from looking at down the barrel to looking through the scope, and then I'm going to do my adjustment and bring my crosshairs into that line that I put against the wall. Okay, now I'm happy that the rifle is sitting on that line. Now I'm going to look through the scope without touching anything. I'm going to turn my dials and bring it in. Like I said earlier, this is all stuff that you have to have patience. Take your time. Now my windage adjustment is done. It's done. It's going to be precise enough that it gives me a starting point should I leave right from here and go straight to the pit versus going to the gun shop and getting the bore sighting done. The only thing now, I have no idea what the elevation is, so my initial firing out in the pit will be at very close range, probably 25 yards. So guys, I'm not getting too technical here today. I'm just out in Crown land, and I came out not really properly equipped, but that's okay. This is just an initial setting up, and it's windy, it's speckling rain on and off. I don't even have a board. I just pinned my targets to a jack pine, which evidently I got my bag limit of jack pine for today. So the trees are swinging in the wind and everything, but I'm pretty confident. I got the initial setup is really good, and I guess maybe some of the point here today is you don't need fancy equipment to get set up and to do your target shooting and to sight in a rifle. You just got to put in the time to do it. So this is the first time I fired that rifle this year, so it was good to get the feel of the gun all over again. She's a beauty to shoot. She just really is. So I'm going to bring my rifle out with me again on other outings because it's hunting season is on. So as I go chasing after birds, I'll bring my rifle and do some more target shooting and keep dialing it in a little bit at a time. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had fun. And for you gun guys, gun enthusiasts, take care out there. I love what you're doing. I love what I'm doing. And yeah, we're all a part of an outdoor community. And let's keep doing what we do. Have fun, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.